this, a piece of government industrial land left alone for decades. No plantation, no park, no human plan. But slowly, a lush, dense forest springs to life. 2,400 trees, birds, animals, and life itself thriving on its own. Now ask this, if such a forest grows naturally on revenue or industrial land, what happens when a government suddenly decides to build over it after 30 years? Does nature get a say, or is it simply erased as if it never existed? Remember the land fiasco behind controversial deforestation and protest at Hyderabad University? Remember the viral video of birds screaming as bulldozers tore through 400 acres of green? India watched as birds shrieked in panic due to relentless machines. It made headlines. It moved millions. Now, welcome to Jaipur in Rajasthan, where a 100-acre urban forest called Dol Ka Badh, located just 3 kilometers from Jaipur International Airport, is fighting for its survival. Right in the heart of the city, this is not just a patch of trees. It's the city's last climate buffer, the lungs that help people breathe. But this entire forest is marked for destruction. A massive industrial and commercial complex, PM Unity Mall, hotels, fintech park is already underway. About 150 trees have fallen. Fences and pipes now slice through the soil. Police detaining protesters. The land's legal journey has fueled controversy for decades. In 1979, the government bought this 100 acres of land from local farmers in Dol Ka Badh, and it was registered as industrial land in government records. But industry never came. In 1988, the Rajasthan government agency RIICO, that develops industrial areas across the state, allotted the land to a company to build an industry. The company failed to construct anything within the required period. In 1996, RIICO cancelled the allotment. All this while, nature, patient and unstoppable, filled the void. In 1997, the company challenged RIICO in the Rajasthan High Court and managed to reclaim temporary control over the land. But in 2013, the Supreme Court overturned the High Court's decision and ownership returned to RIICO. And so what is a thriving natural forest on the ground is still on paper just industrial land. And now a label of industrial land on a dusty file threatens to erase 30 years of ecological magic. All because no one built any industry and a forest dared to grow on its own with nature's magic. But wait, why does Dol Ka Badh even matter? Simple. Forests clean the air, cool the planet, fight climate change and make life healthier and safer for everyone. Dol Ka Badh forest is a breeding ground for many species, animals, birds, insects and plants. Many rare and threatened species survive in this healthy forest ecosystem. Destroying this will mean wiping out their homes. Dol Ka Badh has 2,400 plus mature native trees including kejri, neem and babool. 85 plus species of birds which includes colorful parrots and rare migrants. Nilgai, peacocks, rabbits, wild hares roam freely here, at least for now. 60 plus medicinal herbs, the city's living pharmacy. 250 tons of oxygen produced every year. 50 tons of CO2 absorbed annually. Groundwater improved by 30% and urban temperature cooler by 2 to 5 degrees Celsius. And every bit of this took 30 years to achieve. Since 2021, the citizens have fought back. Thousands formed human chains, camped out, geotagged every tree, counted every bird. Daily sit-ins, marches and viral social media campaigns. They rallied politicians across all parties. The movement has mobilized 1,500 plus on-ground volunteers and 47,000 signatures. But despite years of peaceful protest and alternatives offered, the chainsaws came anyway. Protesters were detained by police, and yet Jaipur's fight grows as its last forest falls. But it is not that the campaigners are only protesting, they are also offering practical alternatives to cutting the forest down entirely. They gave two options to the government. First is to convert the entire forest into a protected biodiversity park, which could have a revenue potential of 27 to 39 crore rupees annually through ecotourism, events, climate museum, organic cafes, and artisan markets. If not protected as a biodiversity park, the government could also build a pavilion which beautifully blends nature with thoughtfully designed structures. So basically it is like this: develop only 30% along the forest's edge, no high-rise, no dense construction, just trails, learning centers and green hospitality, and 70% is protected as forest. This could have an estimated revenue potential of 36 to 51 crore rupees every year, while also creating jobs and empowering locals, all without mass destruction of forest or wildlife. And it is not something unique. Citizens have provided case studies that point out where urban parks have generated tons in revenue by drawing in millions of visitors. For instance, Gardens by the Bay in Singapore. This is 250 acres urban park which generates around $75 million per year and draws millions of visitors. Take for example Highline in New York. This is 7 acres park on an abandoned rail line which generates around $11.5 million per year. Another example is Capilano Bridge in Canada. This is 27 acres suspension bridge park which generates around $41 million per year. And Royal Botanic Gardens in Australia. This is 94 acres biodiversity park which generates around $13 million per year. Every one of these sites proves nature-rich spaces can provide much more value, economic and ecological, than a mall built on a forest grave. Aware citizens have also provided alternative locations for the Unity Mall to be constructed. Locations that are ecologically less sensitive, have a strong tourism potential, low biodiversity risk, 20 plus locations that are bigger, logistically better and not forests. Then why does the forest have to be cut? CSR funds can also help. In India, 25,000 crore rupees is spent annually on CSR. This is what a company sets aside to support social, environmental and community development projects beyond its core business activities. 3,000 crore rupees goes to environmental causes. Citizens say that a forest pavilion could easily be funded by CSR partnerships. And why not? Big companies need green projects to brand and support. Citizens say that this project can be India's national CSR model, giving Rajasthan a legacy. Jaipur already struggles with rising heat, pollution and vanishing water. Destroying Dol Ka Badh is not just the loss of some trees, it's the loss of a city's future resilience. Every tree that falls is a blow to children's lungs, elders' hearts and the city's chance to survive. No amount of artificial landscaping can replace a thriving, living forest. Today, legal loopholes hide behind industrial land labels, ignoring the reality of naturally generated forests. Only courts can now recognize nature's rights over paperwork. It will set a precedent for how India respects its forests. India is urbanizing fast. Forests like Dol Ka Badh may never return once gone. This is not a battle against development. It is a battle for intelligent, ethical development. Once the forest is gone, there is no turning back. Saving Dol Ka Badh will not just save trees, but life itself, for a future that still lets us breathe. What do you think? Should Dol Ka Badh be saved? Let us know in the comments and share this story with others.